Stop me if this sounds familiar. You bought a Monstera dreaming of those massive, fenestrated leaves that look like Swiss cheese masterpieces. But instead, you're stuck with plain, boring, heart-shaped leaves that wouldn't impress anyone. What if I told you there's a secret method that forces your Monstera to produce those jaw-dropping half-moon splits even on tiny baby plants, and you can start seeing results before 2026 is even here? I'm going to share something the big plant nurseries don't want you to know. This technique has transformed my struggling Monsteras into absolute showstoppers. And by the end of this video, your living room is going to be the envy of everyone who walks through your door. But first, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for Plant Care Secret. Because we're revealing the methods that turn ordinary plant parents into legends. Picture this. You walk into your living room, and there it is, your Monstera, standing proud in the corner with leaves so perfectly fenestrated, they look like nature's own artwork. The afternoon light filters through those dramatic splits, casting dancing shadows on your walls. Your friends can't stop taking photos. Your mother-in-law actually compliments your plant care skills for once. That feeling, that's not just plant pride. That's the satisfaction of creating something extraordinary in your own home. Your space becomes a tropical paradise, an Instagram-worthy jungle that makes you actually excited to spend time there. Every morning you'll check on those leaves like they're your children, watching new fenestrations emerge like tiny miracles. This isn't just about plants. It's about transforming your entire living space into a sanctuary that breathes life, beauty, and accomplishment. Let me tell you about my first Monstera disaster. 3 years ago, I bought what I thought would become my pride and joy, a small Monstera deliciosa from a local nursery. I had seen those Pinterest-perfect living rooms, those Instagram reels with massive split leaves creating dramatic silhouettes. I wanted that magic in my apartment. Months passed. My Monstera grew, sort of. New leaves emerged, but they were small, solid, and completely just plain green hearts, mocking my dreams. I watered it religiously, talked to it, even played it classical music like some plant whisperer. Nothing worked. I felt like a complete failure as a plant parent. I was about to give up when I stumbled upon an old botanical research paper buried in a university library database. It revealed something the commercial plant industry has known for decades but rarely shares with home growers. Within 6 weeks of implementing this method, my Monstera produced its first perfectly split leaf. Then, another, and another. That struggling little plant is now a 6-foot giant with fenestrations so dramatic that my neighbors ask if it's real. That transformation didn't just change my plant, it changed how I felt about my space, my abilities, and what's possible when you have the right knowledge. Here's what nobody tells you. Monsteras don't produce fenestrations just because they feel like it. In nature, these plants climb massive trees in tropical rainforests, reaching for sunlight filtering through the canopy. Those iconic splits develop as a survival mechanism. They allow wind to pass through without tearing the leaves and help maximize light capture in the dappled jungle shade, but in your living room, your Monstera thinks it's still a baby on the forest floor, growing in low light with no reason to develop those spectacular splits. It stays in juvenile mode forever, producing sad, solid leaves that make your plant look like a basic pothos on steroids. The worst part? Most online advice is either too vague or completely wrong. Give it bright, indirect light, they say. Wait for it to mature, they promise. Meanwhile, years pass and your Monstera stays stubbornly split-free while you watch other people's plants flourish on social media. Here's the game-changing secret. You need to artificially recreate the exact conditions that trigger fenestration development in the wild. This isn't about luck or waiting, it's about strategic manipulation of 3 critical factors that work together to flip the genetic switch in your Monstera. Factor 1. The support structure hack. Your Monstera needs to think it's climbing, not just sitting in a pot like a common houseplant, but actively ascending toward a light source. Install a moss pole, cocoa pole, or even a wooden plank, but here's the critical part, it must be tall, at least 4 to 6 feet. This vertical support tricks the plant's hormones into climbing mode, which directly triggers the maturation process that leads to fenestrations attach your Monstera's aerial roots to this pole using soft plant ties. As the plant climbs, it redirects energy into creating those mature, split leaves instead of wasting resources on juvenile foliage. Factor 2. The light intensity. Secret: forget bright indirect light. That's too vague. You need 400 to 800 foot candles of light, which is brighter than most people realize. Position your Monstera within 3 to 5 feet of a south or east-facing window, or invest in a full-spectrum grow light placed 1 to 1.8 inches above the plant. Here's the trick. The plant must receive this intense light for 12 to 14 hours daily. This extended photo period simulates the long tropical days that signal to the Monstera it's time to produce those fenestrated leaves. Factor 3. The fertilization protocol. This is where most people fail. Your Monstera needs nitrogen, but it also desperately needs calcium and magnesium, the minerals that support rapid leaf development and splitting. Use a balanced fertilizer, 20-20-20 every 2 weeks during growing season, but add a calcium-magnesium supplement monthly, the secret ratio that changed everything for me. Mix 1 teaspoon of liquid fertilizer and half a teaspoon of CalMag in 1 gallon of water. Feed your Monstera with this solution every 2 weeks from March through September. The bonus accelerator. Want to see results even faster? Increase humidity to 60 to 70%. Use a humidifier near your plant or create a pebble tray. Higher humidity allows the plant to transpire more efficiently, supporting faster growth and earlier fenestration development. For tiny plants, even if your Monstera is small, start these techniques now. A 6-inch baby can produce its first split leaves within 8 to 12 weeks if you implement this protocol immediately. Don't wait for maturity. Force the maturity with environmental manipulation. If you're serious about transforming your Monstera into a show-stopping masterpiece that makes your home look like a luxury botanical garden, subscribe to Plant Care Secret right now. We're dropping advanced plant care secrets every single week, methods that actually work, tested by real plant enthusiasts. No fluff or recycled Pinterest advice. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment telling me which Monstera variety you're growing. Are you Team Delicia? Team Albo? Let me know below. Look, 2026 is closer than you think. Imagine hosting New Year's gatherings with a Monstera so spectacular it becomes the conversation piece. Imagine your home filled with those architectural split leaves that make every corner feel like a high-end design magazine spread. This works on tiny plants, struggling plants, and even Monsteras you've nearly given up on. But you have to start now. Every week you wait is another week of boring, solid leaves. Your dream living room, that plant-filled paradise you've been scrolling past on Instagram, starts with one decision. Subscribe to Plant Care Secret. Implement these techniques this weekend and watch your Monstera transform before your eyes. Your future self will thank you when you're posting your own jaw-dropping plant photos that make everyone ask, "How did you do that?"